Welcome to Simply Stylish DIY, where we take ordinary to extraordinary. Hey y'all! Welcome back to Simply Stylish DIY. Today we will be taking Dollar Tree barrel planters and making 3 very unique DIYs. I think you're going to love how budget friendly and beautiful these turn out. So without further ado, let's get to crafting. DIY number 1, Dollar Tree barrel, rustic flower pot with bow. For our first DIY, you'll need 2 of the Dollar Tree barrel planters. You'll also need some ribbon, paint, and brushes of your choice. Pipe cleaner distresser is optional, and also a plant to put in it. I'm using a faux fern. We're going to start off our first DIY taking 2 of the planters that you'll need for this DIY. We're going to take this cashew colored chalk paint. Chalk paint dries a lot faster, so I'm going to use it instead of the acrylic water base. I'm going to take a brush, a wide one here. I'm not going to use a sponge brush so I don't soak up the paint and just rub it off. I wanted to use more of a coarse bristle brush for this, and we're just going to take it and we're not really dry brushing it, but you're not painting the entire thing either, so dab off some of the paint onto a piece of wax paper or something and start making swipes on it, just not covering the whole thing up like you're actually painting it. I wanted this to have more of a rustic look to this whole craft. That way I wanted all the colors to kind of blend together. That we're going to do all 3. But if you would rather have them just the natural looking barrel, that would be fine too. You could choose gray paint here or even white or ivory. I just wanted to use this little bit darker cashew color just to tie in the look that I was going for. After that paint dries, we're going to turn one of the barrels upside down, and then we're going to take the other one and put it on the top. So you're going to put the 2 bottoms together. I'm going to use my hot glue here. If you want to have more of a permanent solution, probably use E6000, especially if you want to put this outside under a porch. But where I'm going to put it, I just thought the hot glue will work fine. Next time I take this really pretty ribbon, I picked this up at Sam's. I did notice that lately they have it on clearance if you shop at Sam's. I think it was $3 and something, and you get 50 yards. So that'll be really good to buy now and keep later, especially if you like the summer and spring colors. So I'm going to take a piece of it and I'm going to wrap it around the middle of my planters and cut that piece off. Next, I didn't want it to be that thick. I wanted to just use it half, so I'm going to fold it over, and then I'm going to take it and find the middle, and then I'm going to glue that on in sections just so I can keep it straight. After I get that glued on, I'm going to make sure that none of it flips up where I did just fold it over, and it held pretty good. I didn't have any loose pieces that I had to add extra glue to. If you have thinner ribbon, you won't have to, of course, fold it over, but this was the colors that I wanted to use for my project, so I chose to do it this way. I'm going to go ahead and get this all glued down, and once I get to the starting point, I'm just going to glue it down and make sure it has good coverage, because I'm going to go ahead and make a bow, and I'm going to attach it here. Next, I'm just going to make a simple bow on the Easy Bow Maker. I am working on a bow maker tutorial. I thought that would be fun to do, so look for it coming out soon. After I get the double loops made, I'm going to take it off of the bow maker, take a little piece of pipe cleaner, twist it around to the back real tight, and then I'm going to fluff up this bow loops and go ahead and snip those tails off into a dovetail just to give them more of a finished look. I wanted to give it a little touch of rustic charm, so I'm going to take a button out of my stash and glue that in the center of the bow. Once we have the bow finished, I'm going to go ahead and go there where I glued the piece of ribbon together and stick it there in the center, and just take my fingers while it's drying and fluff up the loops and position them the way I want them. This wired edge is really easy and pliable to work with. And then I'm going to take my fingers and take those little tails and kind of crimp those up. Next, I'm going to take this distressed oxide in the brown, and I'm going to put my coarse bristle brush in it and go all over the outside where we painted it the cashew color. And I'm just going to take it and go all around in a pattern and kind of just make it grungy looking and a little bit more weathered and rustic. I'm going to do that to the top barrel and the bottom barrel just so they look uniform. Next, if you want to put artificial flowers in this, go ahead and stick a piece of foam in it and glue that in. Then you can do an arrangement inside. This would also be really pretty just to put a real flower or plant inside. But I had this faux fern that in my flower box, so I thought I would just stick this in, and I thought it really turned out pretty. It's big and the leaves come out over it, and I love how it turned out. Okay, here's our finished product. I hope you enjoyed this DIY. It is so simple to make. Just buy your 2 barrels at Dollar Tree and make a bow, put them together, and stick any kind of flower of your choice in it. This would make a perfect gift for someone. This would be really pretty to put on a covered porch. You could sit it in your kitchen. The possibilities are really unlimited. You could paint it any color you want and have it as your own unique creation. DIY number 2, Dollar Tree Barrel Rustic Faux Lamp. For this adorable DIY, you'll need one of the Dollar Tree barrel planters. Also, you'll need some of the half beads, 2 of the crystal candle holders from Dollar Tree, some twine, a foam block, and then I'm going to use one of the foam dice from Dollar Tree, and paint and distresser of your choice. We're going to start this DIY off by taking our 2 crystal candle holders from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to hot glue these together just for this demonstration, just to show you how it's going to look. If I was going to make this to sell or give as a gift, I would definitely use E6000 to hold it together permanently, but I want it to hold quick just for the demonstration of the video. Make sure when you glue them together you put the 2 tops together, and that way you have the bottom one down and one up. Next, I'm going to use the same color that I used in the first DIY, the cashew chalk paint, just because it dries fast and I like how the sheen looks. So I'm going to take it and I'm going to paint a nice coat all over the candlesticks. The chalk paint does give them good coverage, and you don't have to go over and put so many coats on. Plus, we're going to use distresser at the end, so if you have any bare spots, that's okay. I'm going to do the same thing with the same color paint on the barrel as we did in the first DIY, just kind of dry brushing that on. Don't paint it fully so you can see those lines through it and some of the texture of the barrel. You can use any color here. Again, you can use gray if you like that, or that's your colors that you decorate with, or white, or just leave it natural. Either one would work fine. I'm just going to make most of today's DIYs correspond together. I'd already started making this DIY when I realized that I'd forgot to glue on my half beads. So before you paint the barrel, go ahead and glue these on. It didn't really matter that I forgot. I just think it'd be easier if you could paint those at the same time you paint the barrel. So we're going to take these half beads. I think I bought this pack from Amazon, and I'm going to start the bottom part of the barrel, which is actually going to be the top of the lampshade. I'm going to take those and put those in the center between the lines all the way around. Once you have one of the half beads in between the lines all the way around at the bottom of the barrel, we're going to go up to the top of the barrel, and we're going to put those all the way around. But to space them out correctly, I'm going to put a half bead on each of the lines there on the wide band part, and then we're going to go back in and put another one in between that. Once we have those all the way around on the lines only, that should leave you enough space, especially if you use this size bead, to go in and put them in between, and that way you create them close together. After you get all those lined up all the way around, we're going to take our paintbrush. Mine still had some paint on it, and go back over those. That's why I said I wish I had put those on before I painted, and everything would have been more uniform. But this way I can just take my brush and run over that. We're going to put the distressor on it anyhow, so it just kind of gives it the same color. Next, I'm going to take my distress oxide, and I'm going to go around the entire barrel, top and bottom, and in between the beads also, and I'm going to put that on the half beads just to give everything a nice distressed look. You can do this as light as you want to. This step is also totally optional. If you do not want to put the distressor and you just want that nice clean painted look, that'll be perfectly fine too. Just do it so it matches your decor. Next, I'm going to take the distressor and go on the painted candlesticks. If you take the brush and kind of go side to side on some of the edges, it really gives them a really pretty definition. You can take this and do it as light or dark as you want to. You could just put a few streaks, but I went ahead and done mine pretty heavy. Now we're going to go ahead and put the faux lamp together. I'm going to take a foam square from Dollar Tree and glue that onto the top of one of the top candlestick. I'm just going to use my hot glue here. You can use the E6000 for a better hold. And then I also needed some extra height because I wanted that pretty candlestick to show. So I'm going to take this foam dice and glue on top of the foam block. I'm going to take some of the natural twine, and also I picked up some of this green twine. I think I got this at Michael's when it was on clearance. I'm going to double that, and then I'm going to take it, hold it to the end. I wanted to make a bow first, so I'm going to make a double bow. Just tie it here like you're tying your shoes. Make sure you leave some long tails so they can hang down the front of the candlestick. After you have your bow made, I wanted to go here in the middle where the two candlesticks were glued together, and just take it. I started at the edge. I'm going to hold it down here until it dries a little bit, and just take it and wrap around a little bit just to give it a pop of color. And I'm going to wrap it a couple of times and put a little bit of glue just so it holds it in place. And I'm going to crisscross it, and so you can see the natural twine and the green shine through. Once you have that all wrapped up the way you like it, go ahead and snip that off, and then we'll be gluing our bow to that. I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of hot glue here and glue it onto the front of the faux lamp. I realized here at the end that I had forgot to paint the bottom of the barrel, which this is now going to be the top of the lamp. So I'm just going to do the same thing. I'm just going to take that same cashew colored chalk paint and put a thin coat on that, and then I'm going to take my distress oxide and dab it on it after it dries a little bit, and it just kind of blends the top and sides together. I thought too it would be really cute if you had any of that moss mat, that you could cut a piece of that into the circle and put that on top just to give it a little bit of character. You could also cut a piece of foam board if you didn't like those holes showing and glue that to the top and then paint that. There's all kinds of little ideas that you can do to cover that up, but if you're going to sit it up on a shelf or somewhere higher, you can't see the top anyway. Now we're going to put it all together. After everything is dry, I'm going to take some glue, put it on that dice, and glue it together. Okay, here's our finished product. I hope you enjoyed this DIY. It is a lot of fun to make. Just like I said in the first DIY, you can change the colors of your paint and make this your own unique creation. I just wanted all of 3 of today's crafts to correspond to each other, so stay tuned to DIY number 3. I think you're going to enjoy how fun it is to make too. DIY number 3, Dollar Tree Barrel Rustic Wrapped Flower Pot with Twine Bow. For this charming DIY, you'll need another one of the Dollar Tree planters. You'll need rope of your choice, some twine of your choice, 4 of the little wood cubes from Dollar Tree, distress oxide, a button, and I'm going to use a piece of burlap. I think sometimes some of your favorite crafts come out of necessity. That's the case here with this DIY. I wanted to use these barrel planters different ways, and I started making this with the nautical rope, and I realized that I was running out and I didn't have any more in my stash, so I made do with what I had, and I loved how it turned out, so I wanted to show you and see what your thoughts were. We're going to start this DIY off by taking the green twine that we used in the previous DIY, tying back to that. So I wanted to use it again. I'm going to take my hot glue and the bands that are on the barrel. I'm going to start wrapping it only on that black part. So I needed to wrap it a little bit and put some more glue down just to get it going around the base of it. And that way, once I have a foundation with the twine, I can crisscross it and wrap it and cover up that black band. Once I have that foundation laid with the first piece, I can go ahead and take that and start wrapping it around it. I do take my hot glue and put a little dab ever so often just to hold it in place. I'm not going to fill it up completely and make it really thick. I just want it crisscrossed enough that it covers it up, and then we'll go back later and add a little bit more. Snip that end off and glue that down, and then we'll start the next step. I wanted to take the light colored nautical rope from Dollar Tree. I'm going to take that and glue a piece at the bottom. I'm going to start that and do the same thing like I did on the green. Just take some glue, go around it so it don't dry too fast. I'm just going to do about half at a time. I'm going to decide I'm going to make like the one side, the back side, and that way all my twine can be cut there. I try to make it so it looks neat and finished edges, but I still want to declare the back and the front, so I'll know which way I want to put the flower at the end and the way I want to sit it. So just pull that down to the bottom, closest to the bottom that you can get it without it going underneath it. Glue that on, and it just takes two rows here to cover between the bottom of the barrel and the green twine. Go ahead and snip that piece of nautical rope off once you have two rows underneath the green that you've already put on. And then we're going to start a row in the middle. Go to where you snipped that rope off. Like I said, I just declared this my back of the project, so I'm going to start there, putting glue around the edge of right there where we have the green twine. You can't see it too good in the video here with the light, but just go above the green twine and start your row of nautical rope. Do that and keep wrapping it until you get to the black band at the top. If by some chance you run out of nautical rope like I just did, go ahead and piece it together. I'm just going to start the next piece where I ran out. Put your glue there, and actually this worked out perfect because that's where the side of my front was going to be, and that way I can put my flower there and you'll never know that it was patched up. Keep wrapping and gluing until you get to the bottom of that band, and I went back here and pulled off a little bit until I got to the back, and I went ahead and glued that there so it all matched. Next, I'm going to take my green twine and go between those pieces of nautical rope now where we put the thin layer earlier. So I'm going to take it, glue a piece of it down, and start wrapping it there all the way around it so you can get the same thickness, and it'll be flush with the nautical rope. Once you get it flush, go ahead and take it onto the back side, snip it off, and glue it down. In our next step, we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to take the green twine and wrap it all around the top. I wanted it to match up with the green twine at the bottom. So we're going to take that and start it where our nautical rope ran out, and just put some glue there and do the same thing and just start wrapping it all the way to the top. Just keep wrapping. You can add glue every little bit so you can make sure that you have good coverage and it stays on tight. Just keep wrapping that until you get to the top. Once you get up there, if you'll take your thumbs and push down the last row and then put about 2 to 3 inches of hot glue around the main top edge, and then put your twine up to that, you'll have a nice clean finished top edge, and then whatever twine you have left or however thickness you want it to be overlapped, just keep crisscrossing it until you get your desired look. Once you have that top completed and all your twine crisscrossed and you have the look that you're going for, make sure you have good coverage everywhere. If you don't, just go in and fill in and add some more and until you get it all filled up. I wanted to make sure I snipped my end and glued it down where I said the back was earlier, so everything that looks unfinished is always going to be on that side. So I went around to there and went ahead and snipped it off and glued it down where I started it. I thought this green twine flower would be really pretty to put in the center on the front. I went ahead and made this, but I forgot to record it. So you just take the twine and wrap it around your 4 fingers several times until you get the thickness that you want. Take a piece of twine and tie that off in the center, and then do the same thing again, and then kind of crisscross those together and tie it in a knot. If you want me to do a video on making the twine flowers, I know a lot of people make these, just let me know and I'll be glad to do that. I'm sorry I forgot to record it, but I did want to use this in the video, and by this point I was already out of green twine to show it. Next, I'm going to use 4 of these little wood cubes that I picked up at Dollar Tree. I'm going to use these to make little feet for the planter. So I'm going to take my distress oxide. I just wanted to tie it all in together and make sure I hit those edges, kind of highlighting those so they have a little bit more dimension. Next, I'm going to glue the little feet on the bottom. I don't want to put it where the drain holes are, so I'm just going to put the little wood cubes to the side of the drain holes, just making sure that I put it on the same side so they will be in the correct position. I'm showing here that that's the back side where everything looks unfinished, so I'm going to flip it around to the front part there that I said where I took my nautical rope and started the next row. And I had mentioned that I had a flower that I wanted to put on the front. I thought this would be the perfect place to put that little twine flower. So I'm just going to fluff it open, make sure that I have it the way I want it, and put some hot glue there and glue that onto the front. You can use this planter for anything, just like in the first DIY, but I had this faux grass flower sitting on my piano, and it was just in this plain ceramic like vase, and I thought it would be so cute to stick it in this boho rustic looking pot that we just made. So I'm going to take it and sit it down inside of here, that way I don't have to put any kind of foam. And then I thought, and I didn't want it to just be sitting there open, so I'm going to take a piece of this rolled burlap that I had bought to make a wreath with. I'm going to take several inches off of it and cut it. I'm going to take it and kind of tuck it in and put it through the in between the vases and a little bit on top of that, and it just gives it a nice finished look, sticking up out of there tucked in. If you prefer to put like a live plant in here, that would be really cute, and you'd also have the drain holes on the bottom. Just don't cover those up with those little wooden feet. And if you want to make a flower arrangement and put in here on the block of foam, that would be adorable too. So many different ways to do it. Okay, here's our finished product on this one. I wasn't sure exactly how it was going to turn out when I run out of the nautical rope, but like I said at the beginning, sometimes little happy accidents work in our favor, and you come up with something completely different than you had intended when you started. So adding the twine to this and making a little twine bow, I think it just tied everything in together, and all of today's crafts have the barrel from Dollar Tree, and they all look unique and different, but they all also correspond well back together. If you wait to the end, I have them all sitting together in like a display. I just wanted to show you what it all looked like if you put them in a group. So I hope you enjoyed this DIYs. Thanks for crafting along with me today. I hope you enjoyed these 3 unique ways to use Dollar Tree barrel planters. If you did, please like and subscribe so you won't miss out on any upcoming crafty content. Also, leave me a comment down below to say hi and let me know which one of today's DIYs was your favorite. Until next time, happy crafting! I enjoyed our time together. Thanks for watching. I linked another video here for more crafting inspiration. Be sure to check it out. Have a great day.